Okay, well, here we are. We're going to be demonstrating a interesting and exciting activity here. This is Oddball, her ball python. He's a beautiful snake, and we're going to be feeding him right now. So you guys get to watch him eat. It's a little bit challenging for the squeamish, and so if you are not wanting to see this, you might want to go ahead and turn off the video at this time. But we're going to be feeding Oddball, this ball python, a small rat. It's basically a frozen rat. It's not a live rat, and so we buy this at the pet store, and we thaw it in hot water and then put the snake into a feeding box where it knows that it's going to be eating, and so it's used to that. And then we're also going to be feeding the other snake that we have, so you can see the companion video on that one if you want to. Okay, so here we have our plastic container box. It's basically one of those that you can buy at the at one of the building stores, like a Lowe's or a Builder Supply. It's a nice box where you can fold the lids over and it nestles down. And this is where we can put our snake, and he knows that food is in here. So if we go ahead and put him in there, you can see how big he is. He's probably a good 3.5 feet long, and a good diameter of maybe 2 inches, 2.5 inches. So yeah, so he's in here and he says, "Oh, I know this place. This is where I get dinner." So he's starting to get a little bit more active, and we're gonna have to go ahead and close him up though, because we have to get our mouse ready, our rat ready. And again, as we're going to be feeding him a frozen rat, we had to warm him up. So, alright, Oddball, here we go. Okay, so if you're at all squeamish, you're going to probably want to turn this off about now. We have a mouse that we have defrosted. It was in the freezer. We purchased these at the pet store. They have them for snakes and other pets that eat rodents. And so we're going to go ahead and pour him out onto just a little napkin here. We need to dry off the rat. There he is, poor guy. We need to dry him off before we give him to the snake, because as we give him to the snake, if he's really wet, he's going to be harder to get down. And so, but we go ahead and just dry him off with some napkins, and roll them around in the dry napkins. And so at this point, we're going to be bringing our rat over to the snake to eat, and that's where the fun begins. Okay, so we are here at the bin, and we have our snake, we have our mouse. The mouse is hot because it was warmed up in hot water. And the snake is hungry, so let's go ahead and see if we can get the snake to eat. Now, I'm holding the rat, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to hold the rat, and we'll see what happens here. I'm going to dingle it around. Whoa, that was a good strike. Look at that. Now what I try and do is just kind of shake up the rat a little bit, because it helps the snake to think, oh wow, this is a live creature here, and I better go ahead and do my constrictor thing. So as you can see, the snake is wrapped pretty well. He grabbed a hold pretty well at the head of the mouse, And you've got basically the snake is latched on and he's wrapped himself around the mouse, and he thinks he's constricting the mouse to completely suffocate the mouse, and or I should say the rat. And so when the snake is essentially convinced that the rat is dead, then he'll go ahead and loosen up and then go ahead and make sure he latches on to the very front of the head of the rat, and he'll go ahead and continue to consume the rat. So we'll go ahead and jump forward and show you that when it starts to happen. So you can see now the snake is starting to unwind itself, and he's going to want to let go of the mouse and grab or the rat and grab onto the head of the rat. So he's going to be just kind of unclamping his jaws and trying to get a hold of the head. Okay, now the snake has let go of the mouse, but he keeps wanting to bite down on the arm. But now I think he's taking a look at the head and he's saying, oh yeah, that's what I need to go ahead and latch onto and start dragging that thing down my throat. Okay, so now we have the snake kind of has let go of the body of the mouse, and now he's taken the head of the mouse into his mouth. And so what we're going to do is see if we can't get a good image to show what it looks like when he's trying to get the whole mouse through his head and down his throat. So as you guys know, the jaw of a snake can unhinge. They can totally dislocate the temporomandibular joints. They have similar joints to what we have, and they can unhinge those, and their neck is very flexible, their gullet, and so they can pass things through it without too much difficulty. Now, every snake has its limit, and it's always interesting when you're first giving a larger mouse or a small rat to a snake who's never consumed one that size to see, well, can you get this one down? But it's been pretty amazing, so I thought I'd make this video to show you guys just how it's done. So it'll take him a little while to get over the top of them, and once he starts really working on it, he really moves. So I'm going to go ahead and stop now and jump ahead. So now you can see pretty clearly the process. Basically, the snake moves forward with one of his rows of teeth, either the left side or the right side, and then when he clamps down again with his teeth, he tries to move his neck around the body of the rat. So he'll kind of shift around to try and get the best purchase on that. But you can see that inside the throat of the snake, most of the top part of the body of the mouse is in there, and you can see his neck is contracting and trying to slide the mouse farther and farther down his throat. So that's essentially what he does. And let's see if we can go ahead and get an idea of how he moves his head, opens his jaws, grabs more of the mouse. Okay, so Now you can see that the snake has pretty much finished eating the mouse. Most of the body of the mouse is gone. Into his stomach. He's got a nice full tummy for a couple weeks now. And there he yawned. Can you see that? Oh, that's hard work eating a rat. Okay, so Oddball is pretty much done. We can go ahead and bring him back to his aquarium anytime here, and I'll just go ahead and reach in a little bit and pick him up. And it doesn't hurt him to have me pick him up. He just, but you can see how fat his belly is, and it's just nice and full. Come on, Oddball. Let's go ahead and get you upstairs. And that is how a snake eats a rat.